We all go through disappointments in life and things we don't understand. Sometimes we make mistakes, bring trouble on ourselves. It's easy to get discouraged and lose our passion. But God won't allow anything to happen that will keep you from your purpose. He's already taken into account every bad break, every person that walked away, every mistake. What we can't see is how He's working behind the scenes. And sometimes He has to close a door so He can open a bigger door. He'll move a person out of your life because they're limiting your growth. And what looks like a disappointment is really the hand of God ordering your steps. Doesn't make sense now, but down the road you'll see how if that door hadn't have closed, you wouldn't have met that person that introduced you to a friend, that had an opportunity that took you to a new level. If you only knew what God was up to, you wouldn't live upset. If you only knew how He's going to connect the dots in your life, how all things are going to work for your good, you'd get your passion back. Maybe you went through a loss. You're discouraged, thinking you've seen your best days. I know that's difficult, but if you only knew God has beauty for those ashes, if you only knew the new doors that are going to open, the new friendships that are coming, if you only knew that your latter days will be better than your former days. Looks like the end, but really it's a new beginning. The best part of your life is still in front of you. Perhaps you've made mistakes and you're not where you thought you'd be in life. You've accepted that you can't reach your dreams. You can't see God's favor. Look what you've done. That didn't stop your destiny. God knew every mistake you would make, every failure. He's already lined up restoration, another chance. When God told Jonah to go to the city of Nineveh, Jonah went the other way, exactly opposite of what he knew he was supposed to do. God didn't say, I'm done with you, Jonah. See if I'll ever help you. A couple days later, Jonah was thrown overboard in the middle of the sea in a huge storm. You would think God would say, see, Jonah, I told you what to do. Now you're in trouble. You're on your own. God had a big fish already in place, a whale waiting to rescue Jonah. Swallowed him up, carried him to the shore like a cruise liner. 3 days later, spit him up on dry ground. You may be off course, thinking you've missed your destiny. If you only knew what great lengths God is going to go to get you back on course. If you only knew there are whales waiting for you to rescue you, to protect you, to bring you back into your purpose. You can't outrun the mercy of God. You can't get too far away, too far down. The psalmist said, if I go to the depths of the ocean, God, you are there. If I go to the heights of the heaven, you're still there. When the fish spit Jonah out, God told him to go to the city of Nineveh. He gave him another chance. This time Jonah went. He got back on course. He fulfilled his purpose. You may have gone your own way, done things that were not the best. You think that God wouldn't have anything to do with you. But like Jonah, you can still become who you were created to be. Don't sit around condemned, listening to the accuser, reminding yourself of everything you've done wrong. If you only knew what God was going to do, how He's not just going to restore you, not just bring you out, set you on the sidelines. He's going to put you back into purpose. His calling is still on your life. The assignment He has for you didn't get canceled because you took a detour. He's still going to honor you.
What if is a phrase that I like to refer to as fear's greatest hit. What if? What if? I mean, how many things in your life did you not do because what if? And how many things in your life did you do that you shouldn't have done because what if? How many nights could you have slept but what if kept you awake? How many mornings did you wake up anxious because what if was your alarm clock? What if? Not just what if. Moses wants to know, what if, pay attention to the next word, what if they? What if they? It's a good question, what if? And it's where many of us wonder and wander our whole lives. What if they laugh at me? What if they don't accept me? Now, on one hand, Moses is in a hypothetical situation because he hasn't even done anything yet, but he's just playing out the possible after effects of his obedience. What if they? But on the other hand, it's not hypothetical at all. It's historical because Moses is afraid of the same rejection that he experienced 40 years earlier, recurrent for 40 years earlier, that Moses had killed an Egyptian in defense of his people. And because he did the right thing the wrong way, he ended up on the run. And there's something about when you've tried to do the right thing and put your heart in something, but you did it the wrong way, that you don't even want to try again. And so now Moses is asking something that's hypothetical, but it's based out of what is historical, and he's projecting his past into his potential, and it's his limiting factor, but God wants him to know that that staff in your hand. Now to us, a staff is a shepherding instrument, and Moses was using it to tend his father-in-law's sheep. But to Moses, the staff represented a whole lot more than his vocation. It represented his mistakes, because if he had never killed the Egyptian and ended up a fugitive on the run from Egypt, where he was born into or adopted into royalty, he never would have had the staff in his hand. So when God tells him what's in your hand, it causes Moses to have to reckon with the mistakes that he's made that have landed him in the position that he's in. Because when God speaks to you about your potential, he will cause you to confront your past. Tell somebody, say, handle it. So he says, what's that in your hand? And to Moses it's a staff, but to Moses it's also his past, and to Moses it's also his instrument, the thing that he has to do what he's doing. And so there's a whole lot happening in this staff, and yet God says what you have is what you need. God wanted to say that to a single mom today, that what you have is what you need, that he put enough in you to raise that child. He foresaw that you would be in the situation, and he compensated for what others didn't give you by putting a resolve and a grit and a determination in you that's more than enough.
And God is telling you the blessing's on the way. But when the blessing comes, don't be so distracted by the house. Don't be so distracted by the new relation. Don't be distracted about who they worked with and who they've done music with and what TV show they've been on and who they know. Do not be distracted to the place where you fall into deception. Can I bring it real spiritual? Don't let the promotion keep you from praying. Now you got it. You prayed for it, and now no more relationship with God. Don't get distracted. Don't let the new house harden your heart from generosity. Don't let, single ladies, single men, don't let the relationship cheapen your routine with God. You used to have a routine with God. Oh, let me talk to married people. Oh, it's the kids and it's the thing. And God said, I still gave you 24 hours. And somehow you managed to binge watch Netflix, but you had no time to be with me. And in the morning, you're going to need me to go back to that job. But you gave me no time to give you what I needed. The reason why you can't be distracted by the blessing, even though it's good, watch this, is because distractions jeopardize discernment. When you're distracted, you can't discern what's going on. When you're distracted, you don't pay attention to stuff that's obvious. Have y'all ever seen your friend going into a relationship that was going to end in disaster before it even started? Oh, come on. But they can't see it. Why? Because they distracted. Well, he loved me and he bought my nails and he did the opposite than my last boyfriend, Jerome, and this and that and the turn. And you like, I don't know. This looked like Jerome in a different outfit. But their discernment is down because their distraction is up. What I'm telling you, the reason you don't know what college to go to is because the distraction is up and the discernment is down. The reason why you don't know if you're supposed to put your kids in that school or that school is because the distraction is up and the discernment is